as we enter. Shaking the room from the back to the center. Making you move to the track, you surrender. Body scrunching your face closed up. As we enter. Shaking the room from the back to the center. Making you move to the track, you surrender. Body scrunching your face closed up. The bass goes boom as we enter. Scrunching your face closed up cause the bass goes shaking the room from the back to the center. Making you move to the track, you surrender. Shaking the room from the back to the center. But you're scrunching your face closed up cause the bass goes shaking the room from the back to the center. Making you move to the track, you surrender. Shaking the room from the back to the center. But you're scrunching your face closed up cause the bass goes as we enter. Shaking the room from the back to the center. Making you move to the track, you surrender. But you're scrunching your face closed up cause the bass goes as we enter. Shaking the room from the back to the center. Making you move to the track, you surrender. But you're scrunching your face closed up cause the bass goes scrunching your face closed up cause the bass goes scrunching your face closed up cause the bass goes as we enter. Shaking the room from the back to the center. Making you move to the track, you surrender. But you're scrunching your face closed up cause the bass goes as we enter. Shaking the room from the back to the center. Making you move to the track, you surrender. But you're scrunching your face closed up cause the bass goes
mortals have awakened the gods of old. We rise from our slumber to reveal our true power. Focus fire. To strike. now to strike.
We back. Yeah, I think we're back. God damn it. Alright, well, that was a fucking L. 1 second. Gotta check some shit. Unfortunate. Don't know what the fuck happened, but whatever. Fucking ridiculous. Bad TV, everybody. Bad fucking TV. Anyways, welcome in. Battle Tactics and War Strategies, another episode. The Mongol invasion of Japan. The real ghosts of Tsushima. Give me just a second while I pull some shit up. Would have normally been doing that already, but, you know, Mike was muted because it wasn't a part of the fucking Streamlabs shit for whatever fucking reason. I don't know what the hell happened. How it got turned off, but it fucking did. Give me just a second. And I've got to make sure all my fucking settings are correct now. I don't know what the fuck happened. Computer decided to restart, I guess. I don't know. Bear with me. Bear fucking with me. Bear with me. Alright, we're good. We're good. We're fucking good. Where the hell is my mouse? There it is. We're fucking good. Let's get started. Today's gonna be a little bit different. Okay, I've got some historical images, and then I've got some other shit. I've got some other good shit. A little bit later on. We'll get into that later. As for right now, the Mongol invasions of Japan. Major military efforts were taken by Kublai Khan of the Yuan dynasty in 1274 and in 1281 to conquer the Japanese archipelago after the submission of the Korean kingdom of Goryeo to vassaldom. Ultimately, a failure, the invasion attempts are a macro-historical importance because they set a limit on Mongol expansion and rank as nation-defining events in the history of Japan. The invasions are referred to in many works of fiction and are the earliest events for which the word kamikaze, or divine wind, is widely used, originating in reference to 2 typhoons faced by the Yuan fleets. The kamikaze, or divine wind, were 2 winds or storms that were said to have saved Japan. These fleets attacked Japan in 1274 and then again in 1281 due to the growth of Zen Buddhism among samurai at the time. These were the first events where the typhoons were described as divine wind, as much by their timing as by their force. Since Menyoshu, the word kamikaze has been used as a Makura Kotoba of Waka introducing Ise Grand Shrine. Just throwing that out there for those that don't know the origins of the word kamikaze. The invasions were one of the earliest cases of gunpowder warfare, if not the first case of gunpowder warfare outside of China. One of the most notable technological innovations during the war was the use of explosives, hand-thrown bombs. Nice. After a series of Mongol invasions of Korea between 1231 and 1281, Goryeo signed a treaty in favor of the Mongols and became a vassal state. Kublai was declared Khagan of the Mongol Empire in 1260, although that was not widely recognized by the Mongols in the west, and established his capital at Khanbalik within modern-day Beijing in 1264. Japan was then ruled by the Shiken shogunate regents, of Hojo clan, who had intermarried with the Western control for Minamoto no Yori, shogun of the Kamakura shogunate, after his death in 1203. The inner circle of Hojo clan had become so preeminent that they no longer consulted the council of the shogunate, the imperial court of Kyoto, or their Gokeknin vassals, and they made their decisions at private meetings in their residences. Mongols also made attempts to subjugate the native people of Sakhalin, the Ainu, and Nivk peoples from 1264 to 1308. However, it is doubtful the Mongol activities in the Sakhalin were part of the effort to invade Japan. Fucking bunch of legends. The typhoons that saved them. From 1266 to 1273, a diplomatic mission composed of Mongols and Koreans sent envoys to Japan 6 times to demand submission to the Mongols, but the Japanese ignored their demands. In 1265, a Goryeo citizen told Kublai that the Mongols should bring Japan to vassalage. Kublai agreed and appointed Hyukchuk and Yunhong as envoys to Japan. Hyukchuk. That's kind of a funny name. Hyukchuk sounds like a redneck laugh or a redneck chuckle. Fucking redneck chuckle. They were ordered to go to Goryeo to take with them a Goryeo envoy as well. They delivered a message of Wanjong of Goryeo and 2 of his officials, Son Kunbi and Kim Chan, were appointed to join them on their journey. On their departure, they were met by a storm, and the king sent the Mongol envoys back to the Yuan court. Kublai was unsatisfied with the outcome and sent Hyukchuk back, ordering Wanjong to forward the Mongol envoy to Japan. Shit, that was a fucking tongue twister, buddy. Yi Chengyong, a Goryeo minister, attempted to dissuade the Mongols from their plans on Japan. Kublai sent a general, Uya Sandal, and to demand that Yi Chengyong and Kim Chun, the 2 most influential officials of Goryeo, be brought to the Yuan court. Kim killed Uya Sandal. This frightened Wanjong, who did not want to offend the Mongols, but he dared not lay a hand on Kim. Having gone unpunished, Kim and his family started showing disrespect towards the king. Wanjong and Imyong, a official who hated Kim, summoned him to court and killed him. Dang. Gotta love politics, man. Holy shit. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not discounting anything that happened to our president-elect. I think it's bullshit what they tried to do to him multiple times. But, again, if you're gonna go for the most dangerous job in the world, like the job with the literal most risk, and I know military and special forces and police officers and firefighters, like, they all have high-risk jobs. Being the president of the United fucking States puts a major fucking target on you. Not just by other countries, but by your political opponents as well. Nothing has changed throughout history. It's all the fucking same. If you're gonna run for a position like that, you better be willing to take some heat. Now, don't get me wrong. Our president-elect is a fucking G for taking the heat the way he did. Fucking champion. Didn't let it scare him out of fucking his duty to the people that he feels he has. And I respect him for that. Fucking legend. Upon reaching the Japanese capital. Whoa. The Mongol and Goryeo envoys were treated with disrespect and were not allowed to enter the gates. Stay out, motherfucker. They lodged at a place called Tajabu outside the west gate of the city. They remained there for 5 months with poor entertainment before being dismissed without receiving an answer. Kublai could not believe that his envoys had been treated with such disrespect and suspected that this was a ruse by Wanzhong. So he sent Hyuk-Juk back to Japan, this time accompanied by Goryeo envoy Sim Sajun. The envoys had not... the Goryeo envoy Sim Sajun. That's what it is. The envoys had not returned by 1268, but ultimately left after their letter was rejected by the Japanese. The letter stated, "The Emperor of the Great Mongols, being commissioned by heaven, hereby respectfully presents a letter to the King of Japan. From the time of immemorial rulers of small states, the borders of which closely adjoin, have always endeavored to maintain friendly relations with each other and have manifested mutual respect and trust. On our part, we, from the time of our forefathers, have received the mandate of heaven and have ruled the universe. Innumerable people in far-off lands have learned to fear our power and have longed for our virtuous rule. When we first ascended the throne, the innocent and helpless people of Korea had suffered for long from military struggles. We therefore ordered a cessation of hostilities, restored their land, and returned the captive Koreans, young and old. In gratitude, both ruler and people of Korea now present themselves at our court. Although the legal relation between ourselves and the Koreans is that of sovereign and subjects, yet in feeling we are as father and children. We assume that your highness and your subjects have known this. Korea is our eastern tributary state. Japan is located near to Korea and since her founding has time and again established relations with the Middle Kingdom. However, since our accession, you have not yet sent an envoy to our court, nor have you indicated a desire to establish friendly relations with us. We are afraid this is because your kingdom has not yet been well informed of this. Therefore, we now send a special envoy bearing our state papers to inform you of our desire. We hope that you henceforth will enter into friendly relations with us, and that both our people and yours will enjoy peace and harmony. Moreover, the sages consider the entire universe one family. Therefore, if we should not establish friendly relations with each other, how could it be in accordance with the doctrine of one family? Who would care to appeal to arms? I hereby leave the matter to your highness's careful consideration." Fucking awesome. That was actually pretty well written, not gonna lie. That was kind of cool. In early 1269, under the mission of 70 Koreans and Mongols arrived on Tsushima, demanding an answer from Japan to the Khan's letter. The imperial court wished to respond, but the Kamakura shogunate overruled them. Let's go to Tsushima. bada bing. Korea, Japan, Tsushima, right in the fucking middle, buddy. A letter rejecting the Mongol demands was drafted but never delivered. In late 1270, a final mission was dispatched by Kublai to Japan. The mission was led by Zhao Lianbi and consisted of 24 scribes. They were almost immediately attacked upon arrival in Japan 1271. They were refused a visit to the King of Japan. After delivering their letter and receiving no reply, they went home. Zhao waited for a response until 1273 before returning to China. Zhao advised Kublai against attacking Japan because even though the country lacked wealth, the people were warlike. Yes, they were. Japan took seriously the letter brought by the second diplomatic mission to Japan in 1268 as an omen of invasion. Shinto shrines and Buddhist temples were instructed to pray for the repulsion of foreign troops, and the central government suspended most of its normal duties to concentrate on fortifying its existing defenses in Kyushu. Now you know why I'm the fucking ninja. Because Japanese history is fucking legendary. And damn it, I've wanted to be a fucking ninja. Or a samurai. Or a combination of the two my whole fucking life. That is all I wanted to do. That's why I did a bunch of martial arts and fucking learned how to do parkour and all kinds of other shit. Like, I mean, that's not the sole reason, right? But that's a major part of why I continued to do all that, right? Parkour, martial arts. Fucking amazing. Fucking amazing, man. They were warlike. Yeah, they were ready to defend themselves at all costs. It didn't fucking matter. It didn't fucking matter at all. They were like, we don't care who you are. We're gonna defend ourselves from all invaders. Legends. It's more than I can say for our country. Ah. In April 1274, the Yuan instructed Holden and Hong Dagu to mobilize 15,000 men for the invasion of Japan. The Korean general Kim Pang-yong led a force of 30,050 to build ships in the fashion of the southern Chinese. A man from Shandong named Ki Gongji, who helped Kublai design ships, was ordered to Korea, where he spent a few months before being sent to Xianyang for the invasion of southern China. 3 types of ships were constructed: 300 large 1,000 Dan ships, 300 Batulu fast boats, and 300 tenders. Hong Dagu was put in charge of the construction of large transports, while Chaku supervised the construction of the Batulu fast boats. Goryeo was responsible for providing the labor, material, and cost of the construction, which they protested. The construction was finished on the 5th of July, 1274. The invasion fleet was scheduled to depart in the 7th lunar month of 1274, but was delayed for 3 months due to the death of Wang Zhong on the 23rd of July and Holden and Liu Feng's tardiness. They did not arrive until September. Kublai planned for the fleet to first attack Tsushima Island and Iki Island before making landfall at Hakata Bay. The Japanese plan of defense was simply to contest them at every point with Gokenen. Both Yuan and Japanese sources exaggerate the opposing sides' numbers, with the history of Yuan putting the Japanese at 102,000, and the Japanese claiming they were outnumbered at least 10 to 1. In reality, there are no reliable records of the size of Japan's forces, but estimates put their total numbers around 4,000 to 6,000. The Yuan invasion force was composed of 15,000 Mongol, Han Chinese, and Jurchen soldiers, 6,000 to 8,000 Korean troops, and 7,000 Korean sailors. Fucking nuts, buddy. A story was widely known in Japan is that back in Kamakura, Tokimune was overcome with fear when the invasion finally came, and wanting to overcome his cowardice, he asked Mugaku Sogen, his Zen master, also known as Buko, for advice. Buko replied that he had to sit in meditation to find the source of his cowardice in himself. Tokimune went to Buko and said, "Finally, there is the greatest happening of my life." Buko asked, "How do you plan to face it?" Tokimune screamed, "Katsu!" as if he wanted to scare all the enemies in front of him. Buko responded with satisfaction. "Is it true that the son of a lion roars as a lion?" Since then, Tokimune was instrumental in spreading Zen and Bushido in Japan amongst the samurai. Bushido, the way of the warrior, is a moral code concerning samurai attitudes, behavior, and lifestyle, formalized in the Edo period, 1603 to 1868. There are multiple types of Bushido which evolved significantly through history. Contemporary forms of Bushido are still used in social and economic organization of Japan. Bushido is also used as an overarching term for all the codes, practices, philosophies, and principles of samurai culture. It is loosely analogous to the European concept of chivalry, but with some major differences. The Bushido tenets are honor, warfare, weapon mastery, martial arts, valor in battle, and early moral codes. The early moral codes: righteousness, heroic courage, benevolence and compassion, respect, honesty, honor, duty, and self-control. Other associated virtues are filial piety, wisdom, fraternity, and duty. As in, so duty and loyalty is for men and just duty is for women, evidently. That's how that works. The invasion of Tsushima. The Yuan invasion forces set off from Hoppo on the 2nd of November, 1274. 2 days later, they began landing on Tsushima Island. The principal landing was made at Komoda Beach near Sasura, on the northwestern tip of the southern island of Shimono. Additional landings occurred in the strait between the two islands of Tsushima, as well as the 2 points on the northern island of Kamino. The following description of the events is based on contemporary Japanese sources, notably the Soshikafu, a history of the So clan of Tsushima. At Sasura, the invasion fleet was spotted offshore, allowing the deputy governor, Sukekuni, to organize a hasty defense. On that day, the shrine to Hachiman caught fire, which would have been an omen of bad luck, but Sukekuni interrupted it as an omen of warning. With 80 mounted samurai and their retinue, Sukekuni confronted an invasion force of what the Soshikafu describes as 8,000 warriors embarked on 900 ships. The Mongols landed at 2 in the morning on the 4th of November and ignored the Japanese negotiation attempts, shooting with their archers and forcing them to retreat. The fight was engaged by 4. The small garrison force was quickly defeated. According to the Soshikafu, one samurai, Sukasada, cut down 25 enemy soldiers in individual combat. the invaders defeated a final Japanese cavalry charge around nightfall. After their victory at Komoda, the Yuan forces burnt down most of the buildings around Sasura and slaughtered most of the inhabitants. They took the next few days to secure control of Tsushima. Devastating. But let's be real. Sukesada, the legend, cut down 25 enemy soldiers in individual combat. Dude's fucking walking around basically Sephiroth, doing things. The Yuan fleet departed Tsushima on the 13th of November and attacked Iki Island. Like Sukekuni Taira no Kagetaka, the governor of Iki, gave a spirited defense with 100 samurai and local armored populace before falling back to his castle by nightfall. The next morning, Yuan forces had surrounded the castle, knowing that the defeat was inevitable. In Kagetaka sent his daughter with a trusted samurai, Sozaburo, on a secret passage to the shore where a ship was waiting to take them to the mainland. Mongol archers spotted them and fired on the ship. Kagetaka's daughter was killed, but Sozaburo managed to reach Hakata Bay and report Iki's defeat. Kagetaka made a final failed sortie with 36 men, 30 of whom died in battle before committing suicide with his family. According to the Japanese, the Mongols held down the surviving women and stabbed them through their palms with knives, stripped them naked, and tied their corpses to the sides of their ships to demonstrate to other Japanese what their fate would be if they did not surrender. War crimes! Holy shit! I'm just kidding. There's no such thing as war crimes, but jeez! Sometimes it takes a lot if you want to demoralize militarized people. And then sometimes you're just not demoralizing them. Like the Spartans. And even the samurai, you're really not demoralizing them. If they're in a losing position and they know they're in a losing position, it sucks. But you're not going to demoralize them. It's just not. That's not the type of people they are. There's many different civilizations on this planet that have been that way. The Yuan fleet crossed the sea and landed at Hakata Bay on 19th of November, a short distance from Dazaifu, the ancient administrative capital of Kyushu. The following day brought the Battle of Bunei, also known as the First Battle of Hakata Bay. Conlan argues that the history of Yuan's account of the battle suggests that both the Japanese and Yuan forces were similar, or of similar size. Conlan estimates that both armies numbered around 3,000 each, not including the Yuan soldiers, during this battle. While Japanese historians estimate 6,000 defenders on the Japanese side. The Japanese forces, being inexperienced with non-Japanese tactics, found the Mongol army perplexing. The Yuan forces disembarked and advanced in a dense body protected by a screen of shields. They wielded their pole arms in a tightly packed fashion with no space between them. As they advanced, they also threw paper and iron casting bombs on occasion, frightening the Japanese horses and making them uncontrollable in battle. When the garrison of a Japanese commander shot an arrow to announce the beginning of battle, the Mongols burst out laughing. Dang. Brutality, man. Overconfidence is crazy, bro. Crazy. Holy shit. I mean, I get it. They kind of had that, turtle thing going on. Right? It's like a modified phalanx. But still, that's fucking crazy. The commanding general kept his position on high ground and directed the various detachments as need be with signals from hand drums. But whenever the Mongol soldiers took to flight, they sent iron bombshells, Tetsuho, flying against us, which made our side dizzy and confused. Our soldiers were frightened out of their wits by the thundering explosions. Their eyes were blinded, their ears deafened, so that they could hardly distinguish east from west. According to our manner of fighting, we must first call out by name someone from the enemy ranks, and then attack in single combat. But they took no notice at all of such conventions. They rushed forward all together en masse, grappling with any individuals they could catch and killing them. Hachiman Gudokan. The history of Yuan gives a similar but shorter account. Occupying the heights of his generals, gave commands by beating drums, and the troops advanced or retreated according to the beat of the drums. When the enemy had moved into the prearranged positions, the invaders attacked from all sides. They also used firearms, and thus slaughtered the enemy forces in countless numbers. Thus the Japanese were put to rout. History of Yuan. The battle lasted for only a day, and the fighting, though fierce, was uncoordinated and brief. One low-ranking samurai, Takezaki Suenaga, received word from his commander, Shone Kagasuke, that he was to wait until the Mongols advanced due to difficult terrain. But Takezaki attacked the Mongols anyway. On his way to the beach, he encountered Kikuchi Takefusa, who had already encountered a Yuan detachment, driven them away, and killed 2. Kikuchi told him the quote-unquote pirates had already fled. Takezaki and his 5 companions charged the small Yuan detachment that Kikuchi had previously encountered, but their horses got stuck in the mud, and they were wounded by a barrage of arrows. Takezaki and 3 surviving retainers managed to retreat with the aid of Shiroshi Michiyasu, who charged the Yuan detachment and drove them away. By nightfall, the Yuan invasion force had forced the Japanese off the beach with a third of the defending forces dead, driving them several kilometers inland and burning Hakata. The Japanese were preparing to make a last stand at Mizuki, an earthquake moat fort dating back to 664. However, the Yuan attack never came. One of the 3 commanding Yuan generals, Liu Fucheng, was shot in the face by the retreating samurai, Shone Kagasuke, and seriously injured. Dude, Kagasuke, the legend. Liu convened with the other generals Holden and Hong Dagu back on the ship. Holden wanted to keep advancing through the night before the Japanese reinforcements arrived, but Hong was worried that their troops were too exhausted and needed to rest. There was also fear of being ambushed in the night. Liu agreed with Hong and recalled the Yuan forces back to their ships. By morning, most of the Yuan ships had disappeared, according to Japanese courtier in his diary entry for November 6, 1274. A sudden reverse in wind from the east blew back the Yuan fleet. A few ships were beached, and some 50 Yuan soldiers and sailors were captured and executed. According to the history of Yuan, a great storm arose and many warships were dashed on the rocks and destroyed. It is not certain whether the storm occurred at Hakata or if the fleet had already set sail for Korea and encountered it on their way back. Some accounts offer casualty reports that suggest 200 ships were lost. Of the 30,000 strong invasion force, 13,500 did not return. Shit. Well, that just so happens to be the end of the first invasion. Yes, there's multiple. Which means we'll be back tomorrow with the second invasion. The preparations for such, the invasion itself, the aftermath, and some of the stuff that they used, like bombs and cannons. We're going to go over that. Go over some of the swords and shit. some of the stuff that was used in the battles. Because it's battle tactics and war strategies, and yeah, it's pertinent information. It's pertinent fucking information. So, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go over the second invasion preparations. We're gonna go over what happened afterwards. And then we're gonna go over some of the stuff that they used in battle like a bunch of legends. I mean, the Mongols, their strategies were really, really fucking brutal, dude. Really fucking brutal. Like, holy shit, they were brutal. That being said, that is the end. Hey, yeah, you are, Caldy. I'm just about to end right now. That's kind of funny. Yes, you are late. But that's okay, because I'll be live tomorrow again to go over the second invasion of Japan by the Mongols. Today was the first invasion, the invasion of Tsushima. Oh my god, that backcrack was legendary. I fucking needed that. But yeah, I mean, tomorrow we're going to finish it all up. We're going to go over the second invasion. We're going to go over some of the weapons they used, because gunpowder was one of the first times gunpowder was used outside of China in warfare. So that's interesting. Fucking bombs and shit. And then we're going to go over some of the aftermath, like what happened after the fact. Because as it seems right now, right, I'm going to kind of leave you guys on a cliffhanger. Okay. From what we just went over, Mongols have the upper hand, right? They fucking took over Tsushima like it was nobody's business. They made Tsushima their bitch. Like, holy shit. Well, brother, I was looking forward to this one. You'll rewatch? Hell yeah. Yeah, the Mongols made Tsushima their bitch, dude. Like, hard. They went in there and fucked them with the sandpaper condom. And it was bad. It was bloody and definitely some chafing going on. Like, holy shit. Get ready to hear some fucked up shit too, Caldy. Like, when you go back and watch the beginning of this, there's right around the, like, I don't know, I'm going to say 15-minute section. I might be a little bit off on my timing, but, like, holy shit, man. What the Mongols did to the women is like, wow, dude, whoa. That sets the bar pretty fucking low, dude. Oh, shit. But, yeah, it's definitely, it's a brutal story, man. It's fucking brutal. That's why I wanted to go over it. It's fucking brutal as shit. But it was fun. People keep saying me and you talk like each other. You know why? Because we're both Chads? Damn right. Fuck yeah, Giga Chad. Fucking A. Let's go. Caldy, you're a fucking legend. I appreciate you coming in. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I thought this stream for a minute, the notification didn't even go out. Because usually when I go on my fucking YouTube on my phone to watch the stream or monitor the chat or whatever, right? It, like, gives me a red bubble around my profile picture. And it's not giving me that red bubble. It just shows my live stream. So I was like, shit, dude. Did, like, I get totally fucked out of a notification because something went wrong at the beginning? Like, my mic was all fucked up at the beginning? I don't know. It was weird. Anyway, you'll check it out? Hell yeah. Can't be worse than that. Ninking? Well, I'll be back tonight for some gaming. I just have to walk my dogs and take care of a couple of things. Might be like 30, 45 minutes before I'm back, but I'll definitely be back for another hour or so. I mean, not definitely. I might not. We'll see. We'll see how I feel, right? Because, Jesus, man, I've been taking care of sick dogs the last couple of days, and it's required me to be, like, off the sleep schedule and up all the time so they're not throwing up everywhere all over my house because that shit's fucking rancid. Yeah, buddy. The notification doesn't come up on your computer. You have open on your app on your phone. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I know, I don't get notifications on my computer either. I don't know. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Have a good one, wherever you're at in the world. Morning, noon, evening, or night. Enjoy your time because it could be limited. You never know when the Mongols are gonna fucking invade. There may be a really, 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 really low possibility nowadays. But even still, the possibility is there. The Mongols could make a fucking comeback and then we're all screwed. So enjoy your time, because the Mongols are on the rise. That being said, I'll see y'all in a bit. Maybe. We'll see. Deuces. Damn it, I do this to myself every fucking time with the damn outro. Motherfucking. Get with it, Damien. Get fucking with it, you noob. Fucking noob. I'm not even on the right thing. My goodness.
I just wish he knew. I just wish he knew.